مرحباً بكم جميعاً، أنا توني نداف. اليوم سنذهب معاً خارج المسار. سوف نقضي وقتنا برفقة أصدقائنا ذوي الأرجل الأربعة الكلاب. لماذا؟ لأن الأميركيين يحبون كلابهم، وهم مستعدون لفعل كل ما بوسعهم لإسعادها، من فنادق ومنتجعات للاستجمام إلى أطعمة خاصة ورحلات حول العالم. وقد وصل بهم الشغف أيضاً إلى حد انتخاب كلب ليشغل منصب عمدة المدينة. دعوني أصحبكم خارج المسار في هذه البلدة الصغيرة في ولاية كنتاكي رابت هاش، والتي يعيش فيها 315 شخصاً لا غير، وتضم حوالي 10 مبان فقط، وهي مدرجة في سجل المواقع الأثرية الوطنية. رابت هاش أيضاً معروفة بكونها المدينة التي يكون فيها كرسي منصب العمدة دائماً من نصيب الكلاب. نعم، سمعتم جيداً، الكلاب. وخلال دقائق سنلتقي العمدة الحالي ويلبر، وهو من فصيلة كلاب البولدوغ الفرنسية. الآن سنذهب للقاء سوزان أتلي، صاحبة محل فوك سايدرز. العمدة ويلبر وإيمي سيرافقاني أيضاً. فالعمدة يحب التسوق وشراء الأشياء، وفي بعض الأحيان تخريبها بعض الشيء. لا تنسوا، فما يحق للعمدة لا يحق لغيره. Hello, hello.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
So
How
good
are
to
you?
see you. And this is the famous Mayor Wilbur.
Yes, it
How
is.
are you? So good to meet you, sir. And I heard this is a very special place for him in Rabbit Hash.
Yes, he loves folk ciders.
How often does he come here? Like,
Oh, he comes here several times a week.
Then let's visit it together.
Okay, let's go. Come on, Wilbur.
Come on, Mr. Mayor.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Wilbur. Hi.
Hi, I'm Tony.
Tony, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Susan.
too.
Well, I think Wilbur wants to go in.
Yeah, he's
Come on,
ready.
Wilbur.
Come on.
Come on, Wilbur.
Oh, Wilbur's shopping. Come.
So, Susie, for how long you've been here? And what's folk ciders?
It's folks that are kind of on the outside, but on the inside. Just a group of artists, local artists and craftspeople that love history and nature and art and everything handmade and music, everything that's just what life should be about.
How do you think about like the idea of being in a town where like the dog is a mayor?
I can't think of a better town to be in. He's pretty easy to get along with. He doesn't cause a lot of issues, and he's pretty quick to make decisions, I think. We get people in Rabbit Hash from all over the country, and a lot of those people come just to meet the mayor. He has been a wonderful asset to our town because he's here to actually greet the people, and they love to have their picture made with him.
So you think it's helping the business life in
Oh,
in
yes,
this town?
definitely. It's been wonderful for our town.
How often does he visit your shop here?
He comes in 2 to 3 times a week. And he's a very good shopper. He also is a very good shop destroyer.
Oh, really?
See what he's going for? She bought a snowman, a $15 snowman that's handcrafted by a lady locally. Wilbur is so interested in him, as you can tell. And the next thing you know, there he goes. There it is, right there. She's going to buy another one.
He's got a taste, right?
Wilbur!
He does have a
There he goes.
snowman delicacy.
There he goes.
So tell me, why do Americans love their dogs this much?
I think that it's because the human aspect is completely gone. I mean, dogs, they love you unconditionally, and you can't find that in another human. So it's kind of like, well, you can definitely find that in your dog.
I second that. Definitely, it's the unconditional love aspect. Sometimes when you can't get it anywhere else, you don't have to look too far to get a nice cuddle or a nasty kiss from your four-leg friend.
And here we are in a town where the mayor is a dog as Mr. Wilbur. It's shopping time, Mr. Mayor. Another snowman, right? Oh, there you go. He wants it. There you go. There you go. He's heading out. No.
Oh, he'll take it all around the store.
Things you get away with when you're a mayor.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh, wow. Oh,
Oh, my heavens.
wow.
So, Susan, you voted for him? So you have to live with him.
I'm having some second thoughts, though. Wilbur, the mayor who leaves messes for others to clean up.
Amy, tell me, how much fun is it having a mayor for your pet?
It's been a blast. It's been beyond my wildest dreams. It's just one of those things where you don't think that he's going to impact people like he has, but he's just become an international star.
If he's the mayor, so what do we call you? Do we have a title here as the owner, the parent of the mayor?
I just pretty much go by press secretary at this point.
That's really cool. That's a very cool job too. So Amy, tell me about a day in the life of the mayor, Wilbur.
So Wilbur usually sleeps in, but when he does wake up, he has a couple treats and gets his wardrobe on, and he visits the town probably 3 or 4 times a week. He goes to all of the events in town. There's a couple of special ones that they do. It's called Old Timers Day. That's in September. That's probably the biggest event that the town holds. There's usually a Christmas parade, and he goes to all of the town meetings.
Tell me, Amy, what made Wilbur a perfect fit for being the mayor of this town? Like, why do you think people voted for him?
I just think that he brought so much positivity to the media and just to the election, taking away from all the distraction of the actual election that was going on, and people just needed something cute and squishy and funny, and he's all that. So I think that was probably what he brought to the table.
And for how long he will be mayor?
He'll be mayor for 4 years. It's the same as the presidential election.
Why does it always, first of all, coincide with the presidential election?
The elections bring out just negativity in general, so we wanted to take the human element out of politics and bestow that in a dog.
Are there other animals as well, like participating, besides dogs, or it's like specific for dogs?
So the candidates can be any type of animal. There was a rooster, a donkey, 1 cat, and then the rest were dogs. There were 17 total candidates. It's kind of a big deal around here, that's for sure. Wilbur's platform focused a little bit on breast cancer awareness. That was close to his heart because his grandmother had breast cancer and she's a survivor. And he also has an interest in mental health, and he hopes to become a therapy dog.
سنتجه الآن للقاء رئيسة الجمعية التاريخية في رابت هاش بوبي كايزر، التي ستروي لنا تاريخ انتخاب الكلاب لمنصب العمدة في هذه البلدة، وسوف تشرح لنا كيف ساهم العمدة الحالي ويلبر وأسلافه من قبله في إعادة بناء رابت هاش. Bobby Kaiser, president of Rabbit Hash Historical Society. Thank you for being here with us today.
You're welcome, my pleasure.
Bobby, tell me first, why is this town, Rabbit Hash, called the center of the universe?
First, it was just a term that the locals used because of the feeling we have when we come here. When you come to Rabbit Hash, your blood pressure drops. It feels like a magnet literally pulled you here, and you always have a good time.
But what's the story behind the name Rabbit Hash?
Originally, we were called Carlton, but the county seat, which is downriver, was called Carrollton. And that was back in the time when the steamboats took the mail to and from the different municipalities. Well, the mail kept getting mixed up, so the state of Kentucky asked Carlton to change its name. This was around Christmas, and there was a big flood that year. There were a couple of rich farmers standing up at the top of the hill, watching all the critters run up and watching the flood rise. And they were talking about what they were going to have for Christmas dinner. And to be funny, they said, "Hey, Frank, what's your Christmas dinner going to be?" And looking at all those rabbits fleeing the waters, he goes, "Well, looks like there'll be plenty of rabbit hash around here this year." They thought it was so funny that it stuck, and when it came time to vote on the new name of the town, Rabbit Hash was put up, and that was widely accepted.
But it's today a very small town.
Yes. Back in the 1990s, the existing group of volunteers that called themselves the Rabbit Hash Historical Society were volunteering down the road with a church that's about the same age as this area, and they needed money. This was right around Boone County's 200th birthday, and the powers that be in Boone County asked all the mayors of the little municipalities to participate, to have some kind of celebration. The old-timers were sitting around having a picnic, drinking some beer, and decided that our celebration would be to elect a mayor of Rabbit Hash. But this being Kentucky, you know, we're such honest folks here. And we all know that in any election, anywhere in the world, whoever has the money, most money is going to win the election. So we just decided to be honest about it and charge $1 a vote. Everybody loved the idea. And at first, only humans entered the race. Somebody that lives down the road the other direction thought, my dog would make a better mayor than any of those men. So they entered their dog in the race. Everybody loved the dog mayor.
They voted more for the dog mayor.
They voted enormously for the dog mayor. We've had 5 mayors, and all of them have been canine. It just gets so ugly out there in real politics that when people come here, they go, they have a dog for a mayor? These people are brilliant. And that combined with the fact that you're in Rabbit Hash with that magnetic pull and the friendly people and the wonderful characteristics of the buildings, it just, whoosh, makes everything great.
Is the dog mayor the first thing they ask about when they arrive here, when they get to Rabbit Hash?
Usually.
As a dog owner and now the mayor now, how did this change your life?
It's been very touching that people are so proud of him being a dog, and just all the feedback and social media of how it's touched people's lives. You know, there are people that say every morning, oh my gosh, this is so cute, it made my day. And when I see that it says, you know, it made my day, that makes my day. So it's just been a real positive experience in general.
This mayoral elections, it's a bit like kind of a life-changing event for the town of Rabbit Hash.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fundraiser. All the money that's raised goes toward the Rabbit Hash Historical Society, and that basically takes care of repairs in the town so that people can safely come and visit the town.
How much Mayor Wilbur was able to raise?
Wilbur raised $13,123.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a big contribution, Mr. Mayor. هذه البلدة الصغيرة هي حقاً فريدة من نوعها، ليس فقط لأن الكلب ويلبر هو عمدتها، بل أيضاً لأن الجميع هنا يتشاركون شعوراً قوياً بالانتماء. أنا شخصياً بدأت أتعلق بالمكان، وعلى فكرة أصل الاسم يعود إلى طريقة خاصة لتناول لحم الأرانب مع نوع محدد من البطاطس المهروسة. من هنا أتى الاسم رابت هاش، مفرومة الأرانب. أما الآن ما رأيكم في أن نلتقي بسفير العمدة ويلبر؟ Hi Lynn, how are you?
Great, how are
So this
you?
is Jack Rabbit,
This is Jack Rabbit.
the famous ambassador for the Mayor Wilbur.
Yes.
Tell me, how was his reaction when he didn't win?
He loves Wilbur. So it was actually perfect the way it worked out, because he does have a full-time job. So
What does he do exactly?
he is a therapy dog, certified therapy dog for children. So he works about 40 hours a week.
How often do you bring him here to Rabbit Hash?
Since we live down here, we're here about 3 times a week. If you know the history about Rabbit Hash, then it's kind of fitting that Jack Rabbit from Rabbit Hash at least got to run in the race and is an ambassador. So
Yeah. Would he consider like running for next maybe elections for mayor?
who doesn't want to come to a town that has a dog as a mayor?
عندما نعود أنا متأكد تماماً أنكم ستحسدون الكلاب على الرفاه والدلال الذي تنعم به.
I get it. I understand what people want. And that's why there's nothing that people can tell me they want me to do for their dog that I'm ever going to think is weird.
وسنتعرف معاً أيضاً على أول عربة طعام في الولايات المتحدة للكلاب فقط.
So what do we have here?
Our cookies, these are gluten-free, sugar-free, grain-free, egg-free, soy-free, U.S. ingredients, and Wisconsin beef. We have cakes that we also sell, so dog cakes.
أنا هنا في مدينة أوستن في ولاية تكساس، وعلى وشك دخول ما يعرف بجنة الكلاب، فندق The Pet Hotel. فندق مصنف ب5 نجوم، وهو منتجع للراحة والاستجمام ومساحة للعب، كما يحوي أيضاً سيارات خاصة بالكلاب. هنا ترهف آذان النزلاء الكبيرة لسماع حكايات ما قبل النوم، والتي تشعرهم بالسعادة والاسترخاء. هذا كله طبعاً من أجل كلبك العزيز. Hello. I'm Tony.
Hi, Tony. I'm Lisa. Welcome to Pet Hotels Austin.
Thank you. So nice to meet you. Actually, it's my first time at a dog hotel.
Well, you're in for a treat, and I can't wait to show you around.
I'm so excited. Let's do this.
All right, come on. Let's get ready for a tour. All right, Tony.
So,
this is our big dog play park. So we have all of our bigger, more rambunctious, crazier dogs in there. That's Andy saying hi. That's Max over there.
So you know all of them, all their names.
I know all their names.
Wow.
Yes. And then over here,
That's so cute.
we've got Phoebe and Olive and Rosie, Shambles, Flower.
Can I jump in and say hi as well?
Come on, they're the best.
They're so cute. They're so cute. How many of them do you have here?
I think 7 or 8 are in here right now.
Yes. Hello.
Interesting fun fact about Flower is Flower has traveled to 19 states in the U.S.
Wow.
So
She's a traveler.
she is definitely a world traveler. All right, come on, Tony, let's go see the rest of the place. Okay, so this is one of our famous Capital Suites.
Capital Suite.
Yes, so these are our bigger suites.
Uh-huh.
And we have the queen size bed and the bigger TV for our kiddos to hang out. We have customers who sleep with their dogs, and they usually sleep maybe in a queen or a king size bed, and they want something similar for their doggy. Now, interesting note, there is usually an inverse relationship between the size of the dog and the size of the bed.
Really?
Meaning, the smaller the dog, the bigger the bed the parents pick out.
Seriously?
Yes.
Wow, that's a little weird.
It's just really cute to see a teeny tiny Chihuahua taking up the whole bed.
And are we talking here about like visitors or dogs who are here just for the day, like a daycare, or just to stay?
To stay. So they're here a week, they're here 2 weeks, however long they're here.
Oh my God, it's foam, it's comfy.
It's human quality memory foam bed.
Wow.
It's the best, and they love it. Now we're gonna go to one of our sensational suites. It's not as large as the Capitol, but equally fabulous. So here,
We have smaller bed.
you have a twin size bed and a little bit smaller room, but same concept. Doggy can watch TV, doggy can hang out in the middle of the bed and relax and just have a great time.
Tell me about this TV, like what do they watch?
Well, my personal favorite, because I think it's hilarious, is they watch Hotel for Dogs, because they're in a hotel for dogs. Secret Life of Pets. We also have Planet Earth 1 and 2. I have noticed that dogs who stay in a room with a bed do significantly better. Their anxiety levels are significantly lower than they would otherwise be. And I think that just has to do with it being so close to home. Most Americans let their dogs be on the furniture, and they let their dogs be on the bed. And this is one of our standard suites.
Yeah, it's smaller.
So,
You're
yes.
right.
And you have a comfy Kuranda bed.
And it's like,
It's not too bad.
no.
No.
I mean, it's comfy.
It is.
Yeah.
And they bring their bed, blankets, toys, all of that. Sometimes they bring like a dirty t-shirt. I've had parents bring in their own set of dirty sheets for the bed. I've had them bring in one stuffed animal for every day that they're gone. And they're only in here to sleep. We've had kids who have stayed with us for 2-3 months.
Wow.
We've had kids who have stayed with us for 1 night.
2-3 months, that's long.
Our parents are usually overseas. So the kids will come back here at 7 o'clock at night, and they'll be fed dinner. They always have fresh water, and they eat. We take them on a potty break. They come back, and they're usually zonked.
Oh.
They're so, because they've been playing for 12 hours, so they're exhausted, and they are out. They just want to be asleep.
Not even able to finish a movie, right?
Not even the opening credits.
Lisa, you're the owner of D-Pet Hotels in Austin. Tell me what brought you into this business and when did you start working on it?
So I moved from El Paso to Los Angeles in 2008, and right as I was driving into LA, I saw D-Pet Hotels Hollywood. And I said, what is this, a hotel for animals? I was like, I've never heard of such a thing. So I went to go check it out, and I fell in love. There are people out there who love their dogs, who treat them like family, who wanted a little bit of a different experience for boarding, for daycare, and for grooming. And that's what we provide. We provide a very tailored experience for the dog and the dog owner. So we definitely try to keep the bar as high as possible. If a human comes in and says, hey, I need you to brush my dog's hair every day. Okay, we'll do that. They tell me, you know, my dog doesn't really like to eat by themselves. Can you sit in the room and hand feed them? Okay, not a problem. I get it. I understand what people want. And that's why there's nothing that people can tell me they want me to do for their dog that I'm ever gonna think is weird.
Hi, Kate.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
So is it hard to say goodbye?
It's not, because they have so much fun here, and they get so much energy out. And you know they're well taken care of.
And how is it changing, like, their life, in your opinion? Like, what's good in it for them?
They're more social. When they see other dogs, they're more social. So when we walk them, they're more social. They get exposed to more things, and they're happier at home, because they're not full of energy that we aren't able to get out of them. So when they're here, they consider it like a home away from home. There's like no stress for them when they're here. I can then work, have conference calls, have meetings, and not be stressed.
To be more productive.
And not be stressed about them.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep this conversation going, and I'm gonna thank you for chatting with us. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, bye. I'll see you tonight.
Okay, Tony, I have one more surprise for you.
What is it?
Well, as a female business owner, I always try to hire other female business owners to bring a little, some extra to D-Pet Hotels Austin. So let me introduce you to Courtney Joyner from Brushstrokes Pottery.
I'm Tony, how are you?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
What do you do here, Courtney? What do we have?
So we are a mobile ceramic business, and so we go anywhere to help people get, pottery items made. And so we have loved partnering with D-Pets, and we show up here and we get the paw prints or a nose print with their little pet, and then finish it out for them so that they have a keepsake for years to come.
That's a really cool idea. Then let's see how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, show me.
Let's do this. Come on, Phoebe.
And we're gonna be using Phoebe today.
Hi, babies. This is mine. This is my baby. Can we get your paw? We'll pour some paint. Typically I have an extra set of hands, and so the paint gets poured ahead of time so that as soon as they come out, this is all set up. Hi, babies. Hi. And she's done this a few times before. You're just gonna sit in my lap because you know me. But we will work with the dog. So if we need to get on the ground, if we need to hold them, whatever is comfortable for them, because we want to get that good little paw print. Perfect. Press that down.
Wow.
Little paw.
Okay, no,
That's yours.
This is
Okay.
really cool.
And then you're good.
easy, actually.
Super easy.
What would be next step here?
So next step, take it back to the studio, paint that, glaze it, and then it gets fired in the kiln. So
it ends up like this.
That's what adds the glaze to that. That's what, with the mugs, makes it food safe. So you can actually use this and drink out of that. I really enjoy the pet process of this. It's just, people really, really love their animals, and they get older, and it's always just nice to have that keepsake of them.
It's a really great idea, Courtney. I'm glad you shared it with us today. And thank you, Phoebe. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
I wanted to show you some of the costumes that we use for our annual Halloween costume contest.
Wow.
So for the last 3 years, we've had the dogs. It's all about the dogs.
Yeah.
The dogs dress up in costumes, and then we put it on social media, and everybody votes, and whoever wins, they can win some prizes.
Nice. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, it's been so fun. So this one is probably one of our earliest costumes, and it's a pumpkin. And today we had Winston put it on, and it's super cute. Winston is a little beagle. He's maybe about 6 months old. He just started coming to us, and he just looks so cute. There's nothing cuter than a dog in a costume.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
You spend most of your day with dogs, surrounded by dogs, taking care of dogs, giving them love and attention and everything. If they were to talk, what would they say?
I think if they were to talk, they would say, Lisa's like grandma. Lisa lets us get away with murder. She pets us all the time. She lets us jump on her. She gives us treats.
And you're okay with all of this?
I'm perfectly okay with all of that. All right, Maggie, are you ready for your bedtime story?
Very quiet today, Lauren.
لم يتطلب الأمر الكثير من الوقت حتى يبتكر الأميركيون المحبون للكلاب أول شاحنة طعام تجوب الشوارع لخدمتها. وهي ليست شاحنة عادية، إذ تجد فيها أطعمة ومكافآت خاصة بالكلاب، وهي خالية من مكونات القمح والمواد المسببة للحساسية. هذا تحديداً ما نجحت دونا بتوفيره هنا في شيكاغو، هذه المدينة التي تحتل المرتبة الأولى في تدليل الكلاب ورعايتها. Hey Donna, how are you?
Good, how are you?
So good to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Here we are in front of the famous Fido truck.
Yes.
Tell me, how did you come up with this idea?
I live across the street from a dog beach. I was laying out and I looked up in the sky and thought about it, laughed at myself, thought it was the stupidest idea ever, and then I ended up doing it, and here I am.
Wow, and here I am, like the first treat truck in the nation.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, you are correct.
Tell me more about this.
I actually love the dogs, and that's my passion, is animals. So I went to school for dog grooming and loved it so much that I ended up going back for animal nutrition. My dog also had a lot of allergies, and that's what made me passionate about it.
Are you always in the same spot here? Do you
We're
change?
in different spots all the time, 7 days a week.
So tell me, what's the most famous item on this menu?
It all depends on their diet. So they're all super popular. We've all had these for 10 years. We have cakes that we also sell, so dog cakes.
So what do we have here?
Our cookies, these are gluten-free, sugar-free, grain-free, egg-free, soy-free, U.S. ingredients, and Wisconsin beef.
I can't wait actually to see the inside
Well,
of the
why
truck.
don't you come on in and I'll give you a tour, Tony.
I would love that. Let's
All
do
right.
this.
Go in, Tony, go in.
Yes. Hello, hello. Wow. That's really cool in here.
Thank you.
So tell me, how do you organize the truck here? Like, how do you put things together?
So we have a freezer here, which is all our yogurts that stay at 10 degrees. And everything else, these are our bag treats that are on the wall. And then we have all of our heart products, and our cookies.
Tell me more about the time and the work you put into converting this.
So this truck took about 4 to 5 months to get it ready.
Wow. What was it before?
This was a government truck. Normally we get our trucks from the SWAT team or we get it from Air Force, but it's basically a shell. These are all custom-made equipment. So our freezers are custom-made, our bakery cases are custom-made, everything's custom-made.
So, tell me, what did you get for her?
Oh, I got his favorite. They're not bully sticks, they're called Twizzlers. And believe it or not, I was the first one to buy those Twizzlers, and now everybody in the neighborhood buys them for their dogs. So they're actually running out of them. Their treats are wonderful. Their cookies are even human-grade cookies. I even tried one.
Wow.
And it was so tasty.
Oh, really? So here we are in the kitchen where all the magic happened.
Yes.
Tell me, what are we about to see right now?
So we are gonna make peanut butter crunch dog cookies.
Nice.
It is gluten-free, sugar-free, grain-free, egg-free, soy-free, no preservatives, no additives, very healthy for the dog. These took me over 10 years to create these. Yeah, I was making cookies and stuff like that for my dog because she has allergies. So that's where I got the passion for animal nutrition.
What's really good in terms of animal food for
Well,
them?
you think about it, a dog being in the wild, they're not going out picking wheat or corn. So all those ingredients they cannot digest because they're going after chicken and turkey and duck and cow and, you know, that's what they want to eat.
But some of them are allergic to them.
Right, so that's where the sticky part comes in because you don't want to continue and give them stuff that they're allergic to. They itch, they scratch, their eyes are watery, their nose is running.
You think that's the reason behind this high demand on your products?
Yeah, because I think more and more people are having less children. So their dogs are their children now. They want to take care of them and spoil them and do all those things that you would for your child.
How often do you come?
Like every week. They come every Saturday. We always take him down. He knows the truck whenever he comes out of the building. And he got like a salmon fillet, so it's super healthy because he has bad allergies. And so he can really only have like limited ingredients.
They have a ton of options. I wasn't sure what to get her, and it's nice to be able to just be like, well, she's chewing a ton, she's a 10-month-old puppy, and he's like, this is what I recommend. So all the options and a ton of knowledge. So a bunch of people have recommended it, and lots of people are always there.
And she also has some dietary restrictions, so they have a lot of stuff that they can tell you. There's no poultry in this, so it's good for her, and it's easy.
They're not just my customers. I work for them. I work for their dogs because I really love animals. I love dogs. If you're passionate about something, you put your all into it and you don't even think twice about it because you love doing it. It's like me, I don't go to work every day. I'm doing my hobby every day. Sit. Good baby.
عندما نعود سنأخذ مقولة الكلب أوفى صديق للإنسان إلى مستوى أبعد بكثير من المعنى المتعارف عليه، مع قصة نادرة جداً أنا أكيد من أنها سترسم معالم الدهشة على وجوهكم.
مارك تابن وكلبه ماتس صديقان حميمان ويعيشان معا ضمن عائلة مارك في مدينة الفاريدا في ولاية جورجيا. هي عائلة كبيرة متماسكة وسعيدة. مارك هو أيضاً شرطي برتبة رقيب وقائد وحدة الكلاب البوليسية في قسم شرطة جورجيا، وماتس هو كلبه البوليسي المتخصص في تقفي الأثر وشريكه في مكافحة الجريمة. الصديقان الحميمان يعملان معاً بجد وهمة، كما يلعبان أيضاً بذات الحماس، والعلاقة الخاصة التي تجمعهما صارت حديث الملايين
إذ يستخدم مارك تطبيق تيك توك الشهير ليعرض ويستعرض مواهب ماتس على مشاهديه المعجبين والذين بلغ عددهم ما يقارب 7 ملايين. هيا بنا لنتعرف على حكاية هذين الصديقين اللصيقين. Here they are, the famous duo, Mark and Mattis.
Tony, it's good to meet you.
How are you? I'm Tony.
I'm doing well, sir.
So nice to meet you. Hey, buddy. How are you today? Good?
Oh, he's fantastic. He's excited about the day.
Well, you guys, I'm so excited. I've been hearing a lot about you. I've been following you on social media, watching the funny TikTok videos and the cool stuff on Instagram, and I'm so excited to be spending the day with you.
Well, likewise. We can't wait for the day. You want to go in and talk about it?
Yeah, let's do this. Captain Stewart, thank you for meeting with us today.
No problem.
You are the Uniform Patrol Division Commander here at the Alpharetta Police Station.
That's correct.
I would like to start with you with the K9 unit. For how long it has been active here?
We've had a K9 unit well into the 1990s. We've always maintained dogs in the department for different reasons. One is for drug detection. One is for tracking people or finding objects. We get little lost boys or girls that wander off from the woods, and these dogs can find them, and we can bring them back to their mothers and fathers and things like that. Another one is for the apprehension of criminals, but there's also a community service aspect to it. Kids like to see the dogs, and the dogs are friendly and can come out and play with people and pet people, and they kind of humanize the police officer a little bit. So they are a very important asset to the community as well as being cute.
But what's unusual is Mark and Mattis, right?
That's right.
This about them. What's so special about their story?
Mark has a very special bond with his dog, and his dog is amazing.
So Mark, tell me, for how long you've been training Mattis?
I've had Mattis for about 5.5 years. He just tested so good, I picked him. And I got to train with him and become a unit together.
And what makes a dog good to be a canine dog? Does any dog can become a canine dog?
No, it takes a special dog. The things that I look for, first 3 things are that they're happy, they're social, and they're confident. There's usually about 3 different breeds that are used a lot. German Shepherds, which he is, Belgian Malinois, and Dutch Shepherds are commonly used in police work now. One of the things that sets dogs apart and why we use them in police work is their amazing noses. And so detection, he's specifically trained for narcotics detection.
What type of exercises are we talking about here?
We do different kinds. Foundation work to start off with is where we associate the odor with his favorite toy. Right? So we'll have a ball that pops out of a smell and he thinks it's the best game in the world. So that's kind of where we start with the dogs. But then we move on to real world situations where they actually might find it. So hidden in houses or hidden in vehicles, things like that. So we try to show the dog the same thing, but if you find this odor, you get to play with your toy. Yeah, that's like a boy. Good boy.
So Mark, tell me, how and when did this journey as a canine commander start?
I always have loved dogs, but I saw the capabilities they had in the police force, and I was fascinated by it. And I wanted to learn everything I possibly could about it. And so as I looked at canine, I realized it creates this avenue to create a relationship with the public, which is extremely important to me as a police officer. So that's when I decided, you know what, that's what I want to do. I get to work with my best friend. But more than that, I like the bridge that he creates with the community like I talked about.
Walk me through one day in the life of Mattis and Mark.
We start at 5 a.m. and we get done at about 5:30 p.m.
And then you go back home.
And I come on back home.
And he comes back with you?
Oh yeah, he sure does.
Because he lives with you?
Yeah, he lives with me, he's with me all the time, so yeah.
No days off?
No days off for him. We're always a team, we're always working. He's the best partner I could have. And he really is, like I said, he's my best friend. It's important as a handler that you have a good relationship with your dog. And that's only made through the time that you spend with him and the dedication that you have and the fact that it never stops. And once you get into canine, that's one thing that you learn is no matter how much you prepare for it and how much you think it involves, it's so much more. It's a 24-hour a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year job. that I'm with him, I'm always training or I'm untraining him, so I have to be conscious of that.
Did you face any injuries with Mattis?
Yeah, I sure did. We got into a situation where he was chasing after a couple guys who had robbed some people, and I was able to get to where they were going and cut them off. One of the guys that had robbed someone is coming straight at me, and he hops over a guardrail and then hops over this wall. And at the place where he jumped, I thought the wall was about 10 feet high. And so I went and jumped, and I was astonished because when I looked, I saw that the bad guy was still falling.
Wow.
And then I will never forget what I saw next. And that was out of the corner of my eye, my dog, who was supposed to run with me, had jumped over the guardrail. He was frozen in air and he was falling down 30 feet.
30 feet down.
Yes, sir. And like the image is still burned into my head. I'll never forget his body positioning. I saw fear in his eyes, which I'd never seen before. And that was tough. He ended up landing on the guy, and then he looked at me. And so I told him to guard the guy. We were able to get down there, and I checked him real quick. And he didn't show any sensitivity at the time. And so I thought he was okay. And other police officers were chasing the other person who was involved. And so I loaded up Mattis. We ran to the area that they were in, got Mattis out, took off running towards the guy. The guy saw Mattis and he gave up. Got him into custody, and at that moment, Mattis actually collapsed.
Wow.
Yeah, that was hard. And I rushed him to the vet, lights and sirens, and I felt responsible for the whole situation. Once I got him out of surgery, I actually sat there in the kennel just holding him for the next day and a half. He was all groggy from the surgery and the anesthesia, but it brought him comfort for me to be there, and it brought me comfort just to be with him. I'm gonna show you a little bit of tracking right now. I had Phil lay a track for us, and he went and hid. Mattis is gonna use a few different things to try to track him down and find where he's at.
Wow, and what's really the main focus of this exercise?
Well, he's looking for a few different odors. He's looking for the human odor skin rafts that fall off the body all the time. He's looking for chemicals that we use on our body that are very unique to every person, and then crushed vegetation. He combines all those things together in his nose to present a scent picture. And then we'll actually start off, you'll see when we start the track, there's a scent item that is at the start of the track, and that lets Mattis know which odor exactly, the person, the scent picture that he's supposed to go and find.
And you think he's gonna be able to find Phil?
Always.
Okay, let's get this started then.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
He's got your toy. Track. There we go.
Wow. He's going fast, huh?
Yes, sir. He's got the odor.
How do we know he's getting closer?
Well, you see his head start to pop up, and he tries to use his eyes to find where the source odor is coming from. So he's telling me he's close.
Do you think we're closer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. There you go.
Good job.
Great
Good
job,
buddy.
Mattis.
We're gonna set up a little simulated scenario for you, and we have a violent felon that's resisting arrest. And so in this case, I'm gonna use my dog, because he's a lot faster than I am, to go detain the individual until I can safely get up there.
You mean you're gonna send him by himself?
I'm gonna send him by himself.
To detain?
Correct.
Wow. I mean, that's really important training. Like, how long does it take a dog to be trained to do something like this?
Well, this is one of the things that you actually have to wait till a dog is a certain age so that they have maturity. You don't want any puppy in them because this is the hardest part for them. You're teaching them basically how to go up against an opponent that's twice their size at least and go in there with courage and protect the handler or the citizens or whatever the case may be. And so takes a lot of training.
And you spoke about maturity, like at what age exactly?
Usually about 18 to 24 months is when you can start the protection aspect of their training.
But the rest of the exercises and the training, they're okay with them.
You can start a puppy at 8 weeks old with odor detection. I got Mattis when he was 2 years old.
Oh, okay.
So, and he actually was trained to be a protection dog. So they had only done the protection aspect, so I did all of his odor work.
And what would be the focus of this training today, the apprehension?
First of all, that Mattis can target the right target. That's primary in anything that we do. Is he's, in this case, going to be a weapon for me. Then the other things that I want to see is I want to see his confidence going in. I want to see just the technique and the target location that he picks, right? So if it's a bad guy that possibly could be armed, I'd like it if he targets the upper body, an arm, an appendage, to control that one arm until I can get up there, because that's going to protect everyone else.
Wow.
Stop, police! Mattis! Stop! Get on the ground! Mattis! Yes! That's a good boy! Yeah!
That was incredible. Oh my God.
He likes that game. You got it there.
Why did you choose to be as actively present as you are on social media?
With Mattis and I, it's to bring people together, to show our lives as it is. The bond is what I really like to highlight, because I think that's what sets dogs apart. One of the things that Mattis is really good at, he's extremely tolerant of my shenanigans. And so I know I can put him in any pose, in any clothes, in any situation, and he'll tolerate it because he loves me.
Let's talk some numbers now. How many followers do you have on TikTok?
TikTok, I'm at 3.6 million.
Instagram?
Instagram is 190,000.
What do they ask you?
A lot is like just general information about him, like how old is he, what breed is he, where did you get him, and then they'll ask training questions, how do you train him?
Do you think Mattis and Mark are making a difference on social media?
I believe so. I'm pretty intentional that I try to be upbeat on everything. I try to encourage one another, and I try to bring people together. I think it's both of us. I think it's our relationship. So it's not just Mattis being Mattis or me being a cop. It's the person and their dog working together, and the bond that we have and the relationship that we have.
How do you describe this relationship?
I say about Mattis is he makes me look so much better than I am. We had this instantaneous bond.
مارك وماتس يحافظان على أجواء المتعة والفرح في المنزل. يقومان بتصوير الفيديوهات في مطبخ العائلة ويلهوان معاً طوال الوقت.
Oh, good boy!
So, McKenna, tell me, what do you like the most about Mattis?
He's famous.
Yes, right?
Yeah, I know. He's really nice. He doesn't bite me like he does other people, so that's good. Yeah, but I was jealous. He got famous before me.
Do you think about this special bond between Mattis and Mark?
Well, it's a different bond. It doesn't make me jealous.
I didn't mean that. You said it.
No, I mean, it's a bond that is like no other, really, you know. And they're together more than we're together, you know. So it's sweet, and he's a good dog.
So, Mark, tell me about this feeling when you have your two families. It's the one family, actually, all together.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's pretty neat, and I have an amazing wife that puts up with more and more dogs that keep on showing up. So that's pretty good. It's probably the end of the dog showing up.
How would you like all these people, your followers, the whole world, how would you like them to remember Mattis and Mark?
Just that we brought joy, that we were real, that we were authentic, and we had fun. I love that.
إن لم تكونوا من محبي الكلاب من قبل، أتصور أنكم ستصبحون من محبيها بعد حلقة اليوم. دعونا نستعرض ما شاهدناه معا. التقينا في مدينة رابت هاش التاريخية العريقة في ولاية كنتاكي بالسيد الكلب العمدة ويلبر. كما تعرفنا على كلاب محظوظة تعيش حياة الدعة والدلال في فندق ديبات هوتيل. وشاهدنا أول شاحنة طعام في أمريكا تخدم الكلاب فقط بأطعمة صحية خالية من الجلوتين ومسببات الحساسية.
وأخيراً مارك وماديس، ببساطة قصة صداقة ووفاء بين كلب وإنسان يجمعهما الاحترام المتبادل. يمكنكم إذن أن تجدوا ما لا يخطر على بال لو أمعنتم النظر خارج المسار المعتاد. أنا توني نداف، أراكم في المرة القادمة.
We prepare all of their food and the dogs eat all different kinds of food.
And how do you keep track of them?
We keep track of it by having a food board.
Seats, post, high five. Yeah! I love it. He's amazing.
He's a good dog.
Wow. Okay, stop it.